Let me ask you something, and I want you to be completely honest with yourself because most men think about this, but almost nobody says it out loud. What really happens if you ejaculate every single day? Does it make you stronger, more confident, more in control in the bedroom? Or does it slowly drain your energy, weaken your performance, and quietly affect your masculinity over time? Maybe you've had nights where you finished and felt relaxed, calm, even proud. And other times, you finished and felt empty, tired, maybe even a little guilty. So which one is the truth? That's exactly what we're going to uncover today. Welcome to Real Talk Bedroom. I'm Dr. Chloe Anderson, and today we're going to break this topic wide open, no shame, no myths, no hiding behind vague advice. Just real, raw, medically grounded truth about your body, your sexual health, and your performance as a man. Because here's the reality. Your ejaculation habits are not just about pleasure. They directly affect your hormones, your stamina, your erection quality, your mental clarity, and even how confident you feel when you're with a real partner. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand something very few men truly understand. When daily ejaculation is helping you, when it's silently hurting you, and how to take full control of your body so you can perform better, last longer, and feel stronger without confusion or guilt. Now, before we go deeper, I want you to do one thing. In the comments, tell me honestly, do you feel more energized after ejaculation or more drained? There's no right or wrong answer. Just be real. Because what you're feeling actually matters more than any rule you've heard online. Now, let's get into it. First, we need to clear something up immediately. There is no universal, perfect frequency. Not once a day, not once a week, not even once a month. Your body is not a machine with a fixed setting. It's a responsive system, and ejaculation is one of the most powerful signals you send into that system. So the real question is not, is it good or bad? The real question is, what is it doing to you? Because for some men, ejaculating daily feels incredible. They sleep better, feel relaxed, less stressed, and emotionally balanced. But for other men, it creates a completely different effect. Low motivation, reduced sexual desire, weaker erections, less excitement with real partners, and sometimes difficulty lasting during sex. Same action, completely different outcomes. And the reason is simple. It depends on how, why, and how often you're doing it, and what your brain and body are learning from it. So, let's start with something most men underestimate. What actually happens inside your body when you ejaculate? Because this is where everything begins. When you reach orgasm and ejaculate, your brain releases a powerful combination of chemicals. Dopamine. This is your reward chemical. It's what gives you that intense feeling of satisfaction and pleasure. Oxytocin. This creates a sense of connection, bonding, and emotional calm. Endorphins. These reduce pain and create relaxation. And then, prolactin. This is the key one most men don't understand. Prolactin is released right after ejaculation, and it's responsible for that done feeling, that drop in desire, that heavy, sleepy, relaxed state. Now here's where things get interesting. When this happens occasionally, it's completely normal, healthy even. But when this cycle happens every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, your brain starts adapting. And that adaptation can either support your health or slowly weaken your sexual performance. So let's break down the benefits first. Because yes, there are real, science-backed benefits of ejaculating regularly, even daily in some cases. The first benefit is stress relief and emotional regulation. After ejaculation, your nervous system shifts from a high alert, tense state into a relaxed, calm state. That's why you feel that sense of release, that deep exhale, that moment where everything just slows down. For men dealing with anxiety, pressure, or even constant mental tension, this can feel like a reset button. And in moderation, it absolutely can be. It can help you sleep better, reduce irritability, even improve your mood throughout the day. But here's the catch. If ejaculation becomes your only way to deal with stress, then it stops being a healthy tool and starts becoming a dependency. And we'll come back to that. The second benefit, better sleep. This one is very real. After ejaculation, your body increases prolactin and reduces dopamine, which naturally prepares your body for rest. That's why so many men feel sleepy right after. If you struggle with overthinking at night, or your mind just won't shut off, a controlled, mindful sexual release can help you fall asleep faster. But again, context matters. Because if you're doing it out of habit instead of need, your body may start depending on it just to relax. And that's not ideal. Now let's talk about something physical: blood flow and erection health. During arousal and orgasm, your blood vessels expand, your heart rate increases, and circulation improves, especially in the pelvic region. This keeps your erectile tissue active and responsive. Think of it like exercise for your sexual system. Regular stimulation can help maintain responsiveness and function. But, and this is very important, this only helps if the stimulation is natural, controlled, and not overstimulated through excessive artificial input. Because too much intensity, especially from porn-driven habits, can actually desensitize your brain and reduce real-life arousal. Now let's talk about something many men worry about: prostate health. Some studies suggest that regular ejaculation may help reduce the risk of prostate issues by clearing out fluids and reducing buildup. It's like maintenance for your system. But this does not mean more is always better. It simply means that regular, balanced sexual activity can be part of a healthy lifestyle, not an extreme routine. Now here's a benefit that surprises a lot of men: immune support. Sexual activity and orgasm can slightly boost your immune response by increasing certain antibodies and reducing stress hormones. Again, not a magic solution, but part of an overall healthy system. Now up to this point, you might be thinking, so daily ejaculation sounds pretty good. And for some men, it is. But now we need to talk about the other side, because this is where most men get it wrong. And this is where your performance, stamina, and confidence can actually start to decline. Let's talk about the first major drawback. And this one is more common than you think: compulsive behavior. There's a huge difference between choosing to ejaculate and feeling like you need to. If you find yourself doing it automatically, when you're bored, when you're stressed, when you can't focus, or even when you don't really feel desire, that's not sexual health anymore. That's conditioning. Your brain starts associating relief with ejaculation, and over time, it wires itself to depend on it. This affects your discipline, your focus, and even your motivation to pursue real intimacy. Now, let's go deeper, because this directly connects to performance. When your brain gets used to frequent, fast stimulation, it adapts. And this leads to something many men experience but don't understand: reduced sensitivity and lower excitement. Think about it. If your brain is constantly getting dopamine spikes from daily ejaculation, eventually, it stops reacting the same way. What used to excite you becomes normal. What used to feel intense becomes dull. And then when you're with a real partner, you might notice something worrying: less arousal, weaker erection, or needing more stimulation to feel the same level of excitement. This is not because something is wrong with you. It's because your brain has been trained to expect constant high stimulation, and real intimacy feels slower in comparison. Now, let's talk about something very important for performance: timing and control. If your habit is quick, rushed ejaculation, your body learns speed. Your nervous system becomes programmed to finish fast. So when you're with a partner, your body follows the same pattern: fast arousal, fast climax, less control. And this is one of the hidden causes of premature ejaculation. Not a medical problem, a learned pattern. And the worst part? Most men don't even realize they train their body this way. Now let's talk about energy, because this is where opinions get very divided. Some men feel energized after ejaculation. Others feel completely drained. And both are valid. But here's what you need to understand: ejaculation itself doesn't steal your energy like a myth. But the hormonal shift, especially repeated frequently, can affect your motivation, drive, and mental sharpness. If you're ejaculating daily and noticing less focus, less drive to work, less motivation to improve yourself, that's a signal. Your body is telling you something. Now let's talk about relationships, because this is where things become very real. If most of your sexual release is happening alone, your brain starts disconnecting pleasure from real connection. And when that happens, intimacy can feel less exciting, less meaningful, sometimes even stressful, and that can affect your confidence with a partner. Now here's the most important part of this entire conversation. There is no rule that says you must ejaculate daily, and there is no rule that says you must avoid it completely. The real power comes from awareness. So ask yourself honestly, am I doing this because I choose to, or because I feel like I need to? Do I feel stronger after, or weaker, more confident, or less motivated, more in control, or less disciplined? Your answers to these questions matter more than any number. Now, let me give you something practical. If you want better performance, better control, and stronger erections, you need to stop thinking only about release and start thinking about control. Instead of rushing, slow down. Instead of finishing quickly, learn to extend the experience. Feel your arousal build and don't immediately act on it. This is how you train your body for stamina. This is how you build control. And this is how you transform from someone who just reacts into someone who leads the experience. Because at the end of the day, sexual power is not about how often you ejaculate. It's about how well you control it. So here's the truth from me to you. Daily ejaculation can be completely fine if it's controlled, if it's intentional, if it's not replacing real connection or draining your energy. But if it's automatic, compulsive, rushed, or leaving you feeling weaker instead of stronger, then it's time to adjust. And that adjustment doesn't mean stopping everything. It means becoming aware. It means taking control. It means understanding your body instead of just reacting to it. And that's what we do here on Real Talk Bedroom. I'm Dr. Chloe Anderson, and my goal is simple: to help you become more confident, more in control, and more powerful, not just in the bedroom, but in your entire life. If this opened your eyes even a little, make sure you subscribe to Real Talk Bedroom, because we talk about the things most people avoid, but every man needs to understand. And before you go, tell me in the comments, after ejaculation, do you feel powerful or drained? Because your answer might reveal more about your body than you think. Take care of yourself, because your performance, your confidence, and your control, they all start with understanding.